Hi, my name is Fortunate. Today I'm going to talk about some of the benefits of vegetable gardening to our mental health. Research has shown that spending time in your garden is beneficial to our mind, body, and soul. And this also applies, to life. Life doesn't always have to go the way we plan, and it is just the same as our garden. If we neglect, the garden, it doesn't grow. And same as life, if we neglect some of the parts of our lives, there's no growth. And the first, benefit of gardening is learning to practice acceptance. Most of our suffering in the world comes from trying to control things that we can't control. And in gardening, nature is an example of the beauty in the world. And with gardening, it means caring and nurturing for plants and vegetables and preparing the best environment for them to grow. And this is the key to healing and a lot of mental health issues. If with our garden, as an example, with our gardening, where you nurture and where you look after and fertilize and water and weed is usually that's where the growth happens. And same as we neglect some of the areas in our lives, and for us to be able to heal and grow and move on and be better, we need to nurture ourselves in a way that helps the growth. Another benefit of gardening is physical exercise. In gardening, there is a lot of things that you could do to help with exercising, moving, things like harvesting, digging, watering. Most of the times when we are not doing well, we tend to isolate, withdraw, and do a minimum movement. And gardening can be, an exercise that can help with physical, exercise. And just being out in nature, touching the soil, is beneficial to our physical and mental well-being. Another benefit of gardening is moving beyond perfectionism. As we know, perfectionism is one of the key, factors that causes a lot of suffering and frustration. And perfectionism is an illusion. It's not real. And in gardening, you most of the time, we can't predict, how things gonna go, the environment, pests and diseases and stuff like that. Living in that environment where you can't predict, is a good way of practicing, things not being perfect all the time. And it teaches us to surrender and not to be trying to control things all the time. And this can be helpful with anxiety, when we are anxious, wanting to know, the future. And just by being in the gardening, you can see the beauty of nature and just plants growing without, a lot of control. Another benefit of gardening is, it helps us develop a growth mindset, where with gardening you're constantly learning. You make mistakes. There's so many things to learn every day from the plants growing, and this could be helpful in developing a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset that sometimes can be an issue in anxiety. A growth mindset, is always learning. It's open to new things. It's open to things that are unpredictable. It is open to view things as a learning opportunity. If something doesn't work out in a garden, and it is a learning opportunity, and this is one of the most important benefits when we garden. We learn to have a growth mindset. We learn to nurture things. We learn to learn from every single day. We are not fixed. We are not stuck. It's learning, and plants grow every day, and we sort of shift our mindset. And another gardening is learning to accept mistakes, learning to accept things, and there's so many mistakes in gardening, and what we learn is we do better next time. We learn and we empower yourself with whatever that has been wrong, and move on. This also applies to in our life. Learning to accept mistakes and see them as a learning opportunity is one of the most healing and empowering process. Life is full of mistakes. Gardening teaches us to accept those mistakes. And also gardening helps us being present, mindfulness. A garden can be a place where you could go to rewind after work. A garden can be a protected place, where we practice being in the now, in the here and now, and being out in the garden with the birds, hearing the birds singing. It's watering. It could be watering the garden. It could be weeding. It could be just harvesting or doing something in the garden. That being in the present can help shift our mindset. Even if we are stressed, it can help relieve stress. Just hearing the nature and the birds sing, it's a stress relief. And also it's a gardening can be a mood boost. When we are in the garden, seeing growth, seeing new life, seeing the plants thriving, could be a mood boost, which is helpful. And that's why gardening is important. If you are thinking of doing something in terms of gardening, I think there is so many benefits from gardening. Just nurturing something and learning to nurture something, and you can apply the same to your life.